So
I'm sorry if I bore you. I'll try to go live at some point soon.
I'm not mad that Destiny's using her voice. I'm mad that Destiny is lying. And also sharing things that are private.
But I just wanted to clear all of that up. Everything with Cash, everything with Dana. I don't know why Amberlynn's trying to portray everything the way she is. I guess it's because she likes to keep the narrative in her own. I said,
How you make your money.
In the YouTube algorithm, the people are represented by 3 separate yet equally important groups. The one that creates, the one that views, and the one that just can't help but react. Under Title 17, I am a member of an elite squad, also known as the Special Viewers Unit. These are the stories.
So sweet. Yes. Yes.
Doing my video course. So I don't know if you're gonna hear that. Anyways, I was craving KFC, so therefore I'm gonna eat KFC, okay? So I have some, it's like a box of stuff. Some chicken strips. A couple of twisters. And this meal comes with a Pepsi, and I have some loaded fries. Cheese and jalapeno on them. And yummy. Okay. Comes with more fries too. And just mix it. Okay. Beauty bite. Let's just leave it at this. If you see me, you know, eating something that I said I wouldn't eat, just know that I've probably,
you know, obviously just caved.
hallway kid. No. Apartment kid. These are the best cheese fries, I swear. People are noisy today. I don't know what's on it. Some kind of yummy sauce. I think there's lettuce somewhere. I'm just feeling tired and worn out. Kind of blah today. You know, as humans, we have different moods. Today I'm kind of in the mood, like, just relax, escape, and scary movies with my husband and my animals. I don't feel very talkative. Like, on days when I feel like this, I don't even really check what's up. And those close to me know. I know I haven't been beezing much. Don't worry, I'll try to fit in a good beeze. I keep teetering on, like, do I want to try driving here? What are you having for supper? I swear the sun makes me more tired. There's no cold water coming from the tap here. It's like hot only. And I mean hot. So when I feel up to it, I'll find things to talk about for mukbangs. I feel like I've said it all, you know? That's my problem. When you're being more private and reserved, it's hard to share things because we just live a very average day-to-day life, you know? I know I probably look sad. Not sad, just in one of those moods. And no matter what, where I am in life, I always get those. But you know what? You can get through the bad times in life by realizing, like, you have to ride the wave. Or dance in the rain, as they say. Because if you wait around, you know, looking for your life to be all roses all the time, you're going to be very disappointed And overall unhappy because it's not meant for that, you know? How can God test our character, our human growth, without difficult times, right? I cannot tell you how much these realizations have helped me, but it's helped a lot. Colonel. AFC. I'm sorry if I bore you. I'll try to go live at some point soon.
Alright, so February 2017. Amberlynn just talks about weight loss a lot, like wanting to lose weight or losing some weight, maybe, I don't know. She's hanging out with her friends a lot, going with Charla and what have you, and I'm just doing my own thing with Dana. Like, we're still living together at this point. I'm just doing my own thing, she's doing her own thing. After me and Dana started dating, though, I do know that I had to help her and her mom out with getting to and from work. I think most of them had a way to work. I was usually driving them home, which I was taking Dana home anyway at night, and we were just hanging out a little bit, but I was still going home. Sometimes staying the night at her house, but I was mostly still going home to the apartment. After work, go home with her and just be there till Sunday. And on Sundays, Amberlynn would have like this whole thing planned out with what she wanted me and her to do, whether that be going to the movies, grocery shopping, what have you. And at one point, we got a Costco membership because I was tired of her buying just like the smallest little bitty bits of things just so I'd have to take her shopping weekly. I was like, why do you have to grocery shop weekly? Why can't you do at least 2 weeks? Because sometimes I would have plans and I would have to circulate myself around what Amberlynn needed to do, and it was just kind of annoying. And I thought the Costco membership would help. It didn't. The situation that happened with Charla and Amberlynn driving by Dana's house when I was hanging out with her, it doesn't matter what me and Dana were doing in there. That was still very, like, not called for. But basically, Dana was very upset with that, too. That day, I remember that day, I don't know why Charla didn't work. I don't think Charla ever got moved to morning shift at that job. I think she was literally just calling out to hang out with Amberlynn sometimes. But Amberlynn was like, oh, me and Charla want to hang out today. Can you just drop me off at her house? And then just get me after you're done hanging out with Dana. You know, I take her to Charla's, go to work, do work, and then I take Dana home, and we're just, you know, just trying to hang out, whatever. You know, me and Dana, things went where they went, and, you know, I was just busy, obviously, and my phone was in the living room. We were in the bedroom. And when we came back out, I want to say Amberlynn had Snapchatted me a picture of my car in Dana's parking lot, Dana's driveway, and all that. And it more so upset me because Amberlynn wanted me to come get her after I got done hanging out with Dana because Charla had said that she was not going to have either the gas or didn't want to drive that late to take her home because it was like a 30-minute commute. Well, I guess to Amberlynn, I was taking too long, but Charla went out of her way to drive her past Dana's house and all the way back to her own house, but she couldn't drive Amberlynn home. It really made me mad because where Dana lived and where Charla lived was probably about the same distance, maybe a little bit less. But in the time it took her to drive there and back, it probably would have used the same gas than it would have been to take Amberlynn home. So it made me really mad. The day of Valentine's Day, I knew I had to take Dana the presents I had got her for Valentine's Day. I wanted to, you know, hang out with her before we went to work and give her presents. But before I did that, Amberlynn had me get up early and she asked if I would go get her some wine from the liquor store. And I was like, whatever. And I did. And then she got drunk in a video and, you know, and all that. Amberlynn ends up staying at Dana's with me one of the times that I stay there because me and Amberlynn had ran and done a bunch of stuff. And I said, because I think I had got Dana something. I think I had got her like a little gift or just wanted to see her, grab something. I don't remember if I forgot. Something. I had to go back there. So we were there and her roommate were drinking. Dana and her roommate, you see her name's Sarah. She's in some of the videos Amberlynn posted after this. Amberlynn ends up like, oh, I want to get drunk. You know, let's drink. It'll be okay. Like, we're all friends here or whatever. It was a little awkward, but it happened. And then I think we all ended up calling out at work the next day. Amberlynn's basically like, oh, bring Dana with us when we go to do stuff. So basically, it wasn't just like us trying to hang out with Amberlynn, me and Dana. It was me having to help Amberlynn go grocery shopping and do this and do that. Like, and basically Amberlynn was like giving me the okay to just bring Dana with us so we could spend time together. Amberlynn babysat Cash. Okay, I was about to explain this when I literally made this video, and Amberlynn went live today. I had her babysit him a couple times when we were like going to be out because when we got him, he was supposed to be 6 weeks old. It turned out he had to have only been like 3 or 4 weeks old. And I actually didn't go with him, with Dana and Maggie, her friend, when they went to get him. They just knew that we wanted a boy. We didn't want a girl because we didn't want to deal with, you know, a dog going in heat, getting them fixed, all that. Like, we just wanted a boy. Like I said, it was very tiny when we got him. I did not go with them. They went out in the middle of nowhere, and they said, we really want a boy. And the only boy they had he was like itty bitty. They said compared to the other puppies that were in the basket, he was so tiny. The guy tried to tell them that he was the runt, basically. And that's what Dana told me because that's all she knew. Well, when she got him home, his eyes were still kind of milky. Like, his ears were just kind of open. Like, he didn't have any teeth yet. not even little nubs, just like gums. And I was like, holy crap, they gave you a too young puppy. Like, that baby should not be away from its mom. This is crazy. There was a lot we had to do for this dog. We raised this dog literally from a bottle. And that's why Amberlynn had to babysit him, because he needed constant, just everything going on. So, and when we were at work, thankfully Dana's roommate was there through all this. She worked night shift, so she had him during the day. So it was pretty nice. But eventually he got bigger and didn't need all of that, obviously. Eventually we have to move out of our house, me and Dana, in with her friend, and then I moved to Florida, and Dana had them. Well, then when she was moving to Florida, we couldn't bring our animals with us. Dana's dad wanted to keep him, because he's a real good dog. He is a very good, like, security kind of dog. Like, he was not gonna let anyone get messed with if he was around. Now, he did not let him be inside. He was chained up outside, and I feel like that's one of the things that led to everything that happens with Cash, was just, he went from being, well, he was 98% of the time outside with us too, but it was because he wanted to be. Like, it got to the point where he was letting himself out of the house and just staying outside all the time. So, I mean, he loves being outside. A year into living in Florida, we were like, we want Cash down here with us. So my dad's kind of against having a whole other dog come in the house. So I was like, well, I'll see if a friend can watch after him while we try to find a place, because we didn't plan on moving back to Kentucky. And then he started staying with my friend Haley, and he did great there. Was around her kids, her smaller kids. And then we moved back to Kentucky, and he was basically just with us back at her dad's house. And we had tried to take him to my mom's before, but he's too aggressive with other male dogs, and my mom had a few male dogs. The girl that we ended up becoming roommates with actually worked at the daycare that we worked at with us, or she worked at the sister one. And she was like, it'd be really nice if you guys moved in, help out, whatever. So, and we were able to bring Cash. So we had Cash there. New Year's Day 2020 is when this situation happened. We had actually spent New Year's with Amberlynn and Becky and Eric and Ricky. We still were kind of iffy on him because he had shown signs of aggression towards dogs, never people. So we still just kept weary because our roommate had a dog. And I was like, listen, while we're gone, either just let him be outside, let him in, drink water, eat, there's water bowl outside, whatever, or keep him in his kennel, or just make sure you're, like, with him. If you're just going to have him out, just make sure you watch him, because I just didn't want him getting aggressive with her dog, even though it was a female dog. Like I said, we had hung out with Amberlynn, Becky, Eric, Ricky. Well, Amberlynn and Becky were like, well, it's been a while since we've been, like, towards where we lived. And she was like, well, what if we go to Olive Garden and all this stuff? So we drove, and we were literally getting into the town that me and Dana were living in. Our roommate starts calling Dana, and she's, like, hysterical, and she says that Cash has just bit her 2-year-old that was also living there. She did not know. She said she didn't see it happen. She wasn't even in the living room. It happened in the kitchen. She was in her bedroom, which was in the very back of the house. The kitchen was at the front of the house. I don't know what happened. There was a lot of iffy things going on with her as a mother as well that was beyond my control. I didn't know what to do about Cash right then. I just knew that with this happening and taking her to the hospital, that animal control and the health department were going to get involved, and 98% sure Cash was going to have to get put down. And it was either us take care of it or someone else. I tell Amberlynn and Becky, sorry, you know, like, this is what's going on, whatever. We get to the place, and I see the baby. I immediately put her in my car. Like, I was really close to that baby, and I feel really bad for that baby. Like I said, I had some concerns with the way that person was mothering that child. So I literally got there, got her to the hospital. Dana stayed behind with Cash. I get to the hospital with the baby. She didn't need stitches or anything. She got bit basically right here, like basically just one bite right here, and it was pretty rough. It was already very bruised. She didn't need stitches though or anything. Cash had his rabies shot, so there wasn't that to worry about. And I did have to fill out forms for the health department, animal control, and I asked them, you know, am I just gonna have to put him down, like what? And they said, don't do anything until they came and assessed him, basically. So Dana's dad waited for this guy the next day, and listen, that Cash was also territorial over just like male gender. Like, he didn't like male dogs, he didn't like men, he liked Dana's dad, and that's literally about it. And like a couple guy friends that we had, but like just random men, no, it was not his cup of tea. Well, Cash was down on a chain, and he let this health department guy walk down to him, rub his belly, scratch his ears, just act like the best dog to this man. And Dana's dad even explained to him, hey man, he doesn't like men, you know, don't try to get too friendly with him. And then he let him do all that. So it was just very surprising. And the guy basically said that he didn't deem Cash dangerous. He said that it was ultimately a family matter because we were all living together when it happened, and it was up to us what we thought should be done about Cash. And when we talked to Dana's dad about it, we were like, well, how can we trust him again in someone's house? Like, we don't know what he's going to do. And he basically just said, don't put him down. Just let him stay here with me, out here on his chain. being a good dog so he can't get in no trouble, because none of us wanted to see him put down. It was not an easy decision, but it was also, you have to worry about him biting somebody like that. You can get arrested for that, I believe, or at least charged, like, and pay medical bills and all of this. And it's another thing to also just let him hurt somebody knowing that he's done it before. Like, that's a big thing. And it happens. And I know Amberlynn tried to say, oh, you can retrain dogs. No, you can't. Sometimes there's nothing you can do for an animal, but try to make it as comfortable as possible. And that's what we thought we did. And then we moved in to our own place, tried to bring Cash there, but there was like this stray dog that walked around, and it's not like Cash could go out there and be by himself and run around anyway. Like, he'd have to be on a runner, but I was just afraid of him being on a runner and then him and this dog getting in a fight and Cash not being able to get away and him getting hurt, because this dog was significantly bigger than him. So we just kept him down the road to Dana's dad's house. Well, June of 2021, we go to move in with Dana's dad after we come out of the house that we had together. The day that we're moving into the house, I don't know how, but he gets off of his chain, and my niece, who's 6, is swinging on the swing set that's up by the house, and he's just like, probably like 6 feet away from her, just like at a stance and growling, like he's just waiting for her to do the right move and he's gonna get her. And he had never done that before to her. Like, he knows those kids have always played with him. It was crazy. And Dana starts yelling for me, telling me that he's off the chain, and I try to get to Gracie, between him and Gracie, and so does Dana. Gets him back on the chain, everything's fine. Like, nothing happened, but it was scary. And I felt bad for him. And I just kept going down there trying to love on him, and he let me. And about 2 days later, I went down there and was like, really good playing with him. I had him all excited. He was still on his chain, though. I didn't want him to get off of it just in case. But I was playing with a stick with him. Like, we were playing with toys. I was loving on him. Like, he was being such a good dog. And I turned around from him when I went to be done playing with him to go back inside, because I had got dirty. I was ready to go in. I was ready to eat, whatever. And as soon as I turned around from him, I don't know, like, what happened, but he jumped onto me, like, jumped, scratched my back all up, and was just, like, snarling and trying to get my neck from behind. And, it was scary. I honestly thought that he was going to get me, but I just barely got out of his, like, chain range. And I went inside and I told Dana that, and I was like, I don't know if it was, like, something I did or, like, what happened, like, that he just snapped. And she tried to go down there, and he tried to snarl and do everything. Her would not even let her attempt to play with him, anything. So then we were, like, going back and forth talking about it. We were like, well, what do we do? Like, if no one can go down there and play with him, no one can go down there and love on him, no one can go down there and just be like, come on, Cash, you're gonna go with us today and run around and take him to PetSmart, whatever. Like, just do normal things with your dog, because we're still doing those things. I was like, if we cannot do these things, he's going to be miserable, not having any attention, not just being on a chain day in and day out. Like, who's going to feed him if no one can go down there and go near him? We were just, like, very concerned, and we were like, there's just no way for an animal to have to live with no human contact, just food and water when you can get it if you let someone near you to feed you, and being tied up all the time. Like, because there was no way we could take him out anywhere. How could we trust him? Like, it was very emotional for me and Dana. We were both very upset, and Dana's dad ended up putting him down for us. Yes, that means, I don't know how to say that without it getting, like, in trouble on YouTube, but he did it himself. That's all you need to know, really. It was very traumatic. So that is what happened with Cash. It wasn't her story to tell. It wasn't her business. She can try to say that she tried to make, like, this big deal about everything when it was going on. I don't remember her making a big deal of everything. I just remember trying to take care of that baby, try to get everything figured out with the health department. I had a lot of stuff going on when it went down. I don't remember her putting her 2 cents in towards it. And, ultimately, it was up to me and Dana. Like, she can say that she was upset about it and that dogs can be retrained. Like I said, maybe dogs can be retrained, but from my experience, no. I've but I don't know if it's, like, a southern thing, if it's, like, a backwoods thing, but it's pretty, I don't want to say normal, but my whole life I've had to have dogs put down and us just be the ones to do it. I've never done it myself. I know my stepdad's done it, and, Dana's dad had done it, to me, I don't know, it was just, like, one of those things that's normal to me. It might not be normal to some of you guys, but it is to me, and you can call me an animal killer, but it was it's a very traumatic thing that happened, and nothing you guys say like that is going to bother me, because I know where I stand with it. But me and Dana had a friendly relationship until it was either the end of January or the beginning of February this year of 2023, and I had posted on the year-to-date mark of when Dana broke up with me, just saying how far I had come as a person. I just made a post just thanking everyone that had helped me out, and Dana had posted a status in rebuttal to that, because we were Facebook friends. I thought we were cool, and she posted something that said, that I always played the victim or something. I don't want to play the victim in anything. I just am sharing my experience. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't need anyone to help me. I've done a lot of that on my own. That's not what I came on here to do. That's not what I'm looking for, is like, you know, help or anything. Like, I've got it, but I'm just on here to share my experience with everything that happened. I can promise you I've been 100% on everything. But like I said, we were friends, and then she posted that, and then I was just like, really, you know, my feelings were hurt because I thought things were cool between us, and then she was going to say something like that, so I blocked her on everything. Had her blocked until I found out she was pregnant. When you're with someone for so long, and they want children, and you have to talk about who's going to carry the child and who can't essentially carry a child, and you find out the person that you didn't think ever could hold a child has one, you know, like, I felt very happy for her. She deserved it. And of course I unblocked her, and I reached out to her. Alexis knows this, and Alexis knows how I feel about it. You know, like, I just congratulated her, and I said, you'll always have this big piece of my heart, you know, like, I mean, you thought you were going to spend your whole life with somebody, and Alexis knows that. Alexis knows, you know, like, she understands, really. Not really that she knows, she understands. And, you know, I don't know why AmberLynn's trying to portray that as that I was cheating on Alexis with saying those kind of things. Like, feelings with exes are weird, but I was just so happy for her. No one else in this world deserved it, I swear, more than Dana did, to be a mother. So then when I found out a couple days ago that she had lost the baby, I'm trying not to cry as it is, I was really devastated for her. Like, she didn't deserve that. I don't care how shitty she was to me. She didn't deserve that at all. Like, she is going to be a great mom. She's going to get her chance. I didn't come on here to be mean and vile. I know I make some funny jokes and all that, like I said, but that's not what this is for. And I feel like AmberLynn is just, she's the one being malicious. She's the one that keeps coming back and all this stuff. And that's not what I'm trying to do. She can say that, and then obviously we're not working together. I don't know why anyone would think that. She doesn't want me posting anything. I have some screenshots that I'm going to share with you guys in another video. But I just wanted to clear all of that up. Everything with Cash, everything with Dana. I don't know why AmberLynn's trying to portray everything the way she is. I guess it's because she likes to keep the narrative in her own. I said,